So last year, Atomstack sent out a prototype of their Glacier laser for me to do some testing and review with for their Kickstarter, but they didn't have the enclosure ready, so had to run it kind of open air. But since then, they have come out with their B4 Enclosure. It fits both the A70 and the Glacier, but it does have a little assembly required. So if you have the space, try to unbox everything so you can inspect all the panels, make sure you got the right ones. They do provide an instruction sheet, and it has some diagrams. They're just a little small, so I was having to take a little bit of time to make sure I was getting the right parts together. But we basically put this top rail on and a bunch of these brackets to tie the panels together, and some corner brackets for tying the panels to the front and back panels. And you're gonna have to do that to both sides. And then to get the two side panels on, we do use this rail, and the trough goes up, and then you need to put the bolts in through the top into those brackets. Then we got to put the front and rear panels on. There's some brackets that attach along the bottom because the top part is hinged. Just be careful not to tighten these, over tighten these. Those aluminum frames will strip out if you get a little too aggressive with them. But once we have those panels on, the sliding parts just go in on the rails. Now one goes on the top and on the bottom, otherwise they'll interfere with each other. And then final step here, we want to pull off all this protective paneling and go ahead and throw that exhaust fan on. Right, so we have it basically assembled now and went together pretty well. For the most part, you're just putting all the screws into the mating holes, putting the plates together. I would recommend keeping them loose just a little bit till you get everything kind of in place, and then you can kind of cinch things up. Otherwise, you will end up with some slight gaps there. So I'm gonna have to go back and try to tighten that up just a little bit. But overall, it took me about 45 minutes to get this assembled. I did have to take a closer look at the manual a couple times, making sure I was getting the right sides. And then this is how this rail kind of attaches to the top. You'll see the thinner edge goes towards the top, and then this will sit flush. So if you're at that step trying to figure that out, hopefully this will give you an idea of which way that goes. And then there's the center bar, which you can't see right now with the doors, but those do screw in on the top. You can kind of see that the rail there is, the trough of the rail is facing up, and then it sits down onto those plates, kind of like that. So they do include a nice 5-inch fan, and then the port. They do supply then this kind of adapter from a 4-inch down to 3-inch, so this could then go on there. That would cinch down. However, the provided hose they give doesn't fit inside it or around it. So that would need some sort of adapter to use that. However, you can go just straight 4-inch here to your outside port, or if you have the smoke purifier, I believe the 4-inch port on top. So we will try that in just a little bit. Other features, they do have the doors on top that do slide. So you see one just slides underneath the bottom of the other. And then the back one can also then slide open. So you can have one or the other sides open at a time. And then they do have these latches. Let me zoom out just a little bit. They do have these latches, so they're spring loaded. You pop that out, this whole thing will fold down, giving you lots of access into here. And then you can just fold it back up, push those in, and that works pretty well. So when it's closed, there are just some like thin gaps that are going to be here. It's okay. The case does need to breathe. We'll see how well the exhaust works to pull everything out. And then they do have these kind of veined little ports for cables and such to come in. I think I'm going to need this up front, the way the Glacier sits, with some of the cables that come off the front. So we're going to take a look at that. And then the other thing to note is the size. So this table is 5 feet by 4 feet. And you'll notice it's overhanging just a couple inches here and a couple inches there. So that is creating some gaps here. So we'll see how that affects it. I may have to try to seal those up to see if it leaks any smoke. And let's take a quick look at the measurements. So front to back, you're looking at about 52 inches or 132 centimeters. And side to side, we're looking at 47 and a quarter or 120 centimeters. And then height wise, we are looking at just over 16 inches, 16 and a quarter, and about 41 centimeters, give or take. Now there's also little things along the side, like the fan. You got your latches, your handles. So you obviously need a little bit more room than that, but that gives you an overall idea of the dimensions. So let's try to get the laser in there, see if we can hook up the smoke purifier, and we'll see how it works. I'm going to see if I can get this in here just by opening these up and down, and then hopefully I can slide the laser in, but let's see. All right. All right, that does fit in there with the cage. So this would come up, and that was shut. Plenty of room. All right, I've got the Glacier in there. I've got the half-size honeycomb in there. Now, mind you, mine is a prototype machine. They've actually moved the cable chain on the outside, but you should still have plenty of room. As you can see, this one's close to the edge. You got maybe about an inch there. But over here, we do have plenty of room for that cable chain to run. I did run most of the cables, or all the cables, out through these various cable ports here. This one being the computer cable, it's got about 3 feet, so I might have to use an extender there. I've got our data and power and air assist power coming through here, and then I've got the air assist and the water chiller lines. So that is a little snug. This is about how I have to have it set up due to the length of these cables. There's the serial cable going to the chiller unit that gives it the data. That's kind of one of the limiting factors here as to where I can place this. So that's coming up over here. But it's working okay. Like I say, this is a 5-foot wide table, so I've got the enclosure right up to the edge there. Just enough room over on this side. Got the air pump up front, the chiller. Now the fan they provide, it does have a power cord, but there's no switch on this cable. They've provided that in the past on some of their other smaller enclosures, so it'd be nice to see that. So I do have it on a switched power strip here. So if I turn that on, then the fan will spin up. Does seem to be moving a fair amount of air. Does create a little bit of a whine, but it's not too high pitched. You could have a conversation over that. And then I did add, just so we have it sealed up a little bit, I added some painter's tape on the bottom here to try to give a little bit of a seal since my table isn't quite long enough. I've got that both front and back. You'll see here, I also have that up under there, just to try to provide the right seal as if this was sitting on a table. I am still probably going to get some airflow and air coming in the front, but we'll see how that goes. The other thing, I'm just thinking the control box is in there. And so while you're running the laser, everything's enclosed. And so if you needed to get that e-stop button, you're definitely going to need to push this out of the way, hit that button down. Not terrible, but it would have been nice to see maybe some provisions for this to be on the outside of the box. But we've got it all set up. Last thing I'm going to do is I am going to hook this up to their air purifier because they did say it should work with this, and we'll give it a run, try it out. So I'm using some 4-inch hose that I had on hand, as well as some clamps. These weren't provided, but they do fit nicely over the shroud on the outside of the fan and the shroud on the top of the Atomstack air purifier. All right, we've got the air purifier hooked up, 4-inch hose straight off the fan. So we're going to see how pushing that fan into the air unit itself works. Again, I could use longer power cord, just have a little more distance, but that's a nice, fairly straight shot into there. It's not restricted. Hoping that's going to work pretty well. So for the first test, we're running some Baltic birch plywood and just running Atomstack Studio software. I've got an engrave of a star with a cutout. Settings are going to be, the fill is going to be at 50% power, 400 speed, and the cut at 20 speed, 100% power. Both of those should create some pretty good smoke. So we are going to go ahead and turn on the air purifier, make sure that that's running, and then we'll turn on the exhaust fan and see how this job works. All right, so we've got the engrave going, nice dark engrave, creating some smoke there, and it is kind of pulling towards the back. And of course, the cut also definitely making some smoke, as you see here. But of course, none of that's hitting the module because it's water cooled. So here's a static shot to kind of show that the smoke is kind of going up, and you can kind of see it making its way to the left side there. It would be nice to see a little more airflow, but it does seem to be doing the job. Now, another thing I noticed was the cable, kind of these baffles, they are getting some light leakage. You can see some just on the gap of the hinge line there, as well up here where these rails for the top pieces don't quite meet. So definitely going to be a concern, something to keep an eye on, maybe an area of improvement to add just a little more baffling there to prevent that light leakage. But ran a few tests, went ahead and ran another clack engraving here. As you can kind of see there, that smoke heading up to the back left corner. All right, so that was a little bit of a longer job. I did let the purifier run for about 30 seconds after the job completed just to pull out any of the lingering smoke. But yeah, worked pretty well. Got an extra clack head to hang up somewhere. They make nice scarecrows. I do am noticing, so typical of this acrylic are getting a little bit of the smoke and vapors are kind of just attaching themselves. So you're going to need to wipe this down from time to time. But overall, it seems to be containing the smoke. The shop seems to be staying clear of it. And the smoke purifier seems to be working okay for now. I did put a new filter on top here, so let's just take a look at that. You can see there's some discoloration from it. So this top one, you're going to need to clean that on occasion and then replace that more often than the others. Depending on what you're doing with engraving versus cutting will depend on how much that needs to be changed. So that about sums it up for this enclosure for the Glacier. This also works with the A70 machine, as well as many other in that kind of 800 by 800 format. It built very easily. A lot of the panels came together and just needed to kind of do that final assembly with those plates, and worked pretty well. Just take your time, make sure everything is kind of the screws are started but not locked in place. Get everything kind of lined up and then lock them down. You should be good. You'll need to do a little bit of cleaning on occasion. Keep those panels clean. And if you have an external air source, like an inline fan, you can hook that up. It does have the 4-inch port on the side. Otherwise, it will work going into the air purifiers. Just keep in mind with those, this thing can create a lot of smoke, and you are going to plug up those filters pretty fast if you do a lot of heavy cutting with that smoke. So ideally, you can hook it up to an inline fan, get that smoke out of here. But this is a must for a laser this size. It creates a lot of smoke when cutting through thicker materials, doing those deeper engraves. You don't want to run that in an enclosed shop. You want to get that out of there. And the laser safe acrylic is going to keep everybody's eyes safe. Just be mindful of the few gaps and whatnot that allow for the cables and such to move through. And I think you'll be pretty good. So could you build something yourself? Sure. But like I said, 45 minutes to get this together and running, all that visibility with it. It's a pretty good deal to save yourself some time. Otherwise, you're going to be building a pretty big box with some plywood and some other things. So if you're interested in this, I'll have links down below where you can check that out. Always appreciate you using those, as it does let the companies know you appreciate my input and information. Otherwise, hopefully it just gave you some insight into what this enclosure is like to put together, how well it performs with the Glacier 120 watt laser, and it might work for you. So thanks again for checking this out. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, but most importantly, I hope you get it in your workshop and make something too. We'll catch you next time.